Mana National Park, the gem of Zimbabwe. It is the birthplace of the walking safari, where the wildlife are so used to people that you can approach them up close on foot, leading to some unforgettable encounters. I made my way to Mana via a small bush flight over the mighty Zambezi River with some breathtaking views. After touching down, I was off to the races for my first Mana safari. We made our way into the bush, where a pack of wild dogs had been seen earlier in the day, but had no luck finding them. We made a brief stop to one of the 4 pools of Mana, where we saw some birds and crocodiles, as well as a lone hippo, but we didn't stay long so that we could make it to camp to settle in. Alright, after like 3 days of travel, we have finally arrived in Mana National Park in Zimbabwe. This place is stunning, just incredible. So I'm here with Rob and Pope Safaris, staying at John's camp. It's their main camp here at Mana and it's a fantastic little rustic camp here. No frills, right on the Zambezi River, everything that you need. Let's take a look. Your standard under canvas tent. Nice double bed. Outside toilet, and bucket shower. This is the rustic Mana experience that everybody wants, and I'm living it right now, so happy to be here. John's camp is one of the few camps that's not on the river itself, but rather on the floodplain, which gives it a unique and stunning view of the park, and the Zambezi Escarpment in Zambia out in the distance. Later that afternoon, we set off on our game drive, where we again searched for the dogs, but still couldn't find them. With the sun setting, we decided to look for some hippos on foot, back at one of the pools again. The sun had already dipped behind the trees though, so we couldn't get any shots of the hippos in good light. But still, a solid start for our Mana adventure. Our next morning was focused once again on wild dogs. We spent time out on foot looking for tracks, but just couldn't find any lead. Eventually, we gave up on the dogs and made our way back to the pools. Besides one hippo, it seemed like no one was out. This was Mana in the peak of the dry season, and it was unbearably hot during the day. By about 9 in the morning, most of the animals were looking for shade, and wouldn't be active again until later in the morning when the oppressive heat subsided. We headed towards the banks of the Zambezi to see if there was any more activity by the river. There were a group of crocodiles feasting on the remains of a baby hippo carcass. A gnarly scene, but nice for photos at least. Later that afternoon, we found Boswell, Mana's most famous elephant, with the largest tusks in the park. We attempted to get closer on foot, but there were multiple cow elephants with calves nearby, which can be very aggressive and made this a dangerous situation. Unfortunately, we couldn't get any good shots of Boswell, but I did photograph some other elephants nearby that I enjoyed. When we got back to camp at night, there was a buffalo that crashed dinner. And that buffalo also snuck up on me going back to bed, which led to me running for my life. I didn't sleep very well after that near-death experience. The next morning, we decided to ignore the dogs and head to the floodplain to see what we could see. There was a huge herd of buffalo on the move, which seemed ironic considering one almost killed me the night before. Being this close on foot to a herd on the move was definitely exhilarating. But the herd got spooked by something and began to run away. At least they let me get some nice photos first though. We then headed back to the pools, where there was much more activity of birds, hippos, and crocodiles in the morning. I had never seen so many crocodiles in one place before, and this was a scene unlike any other in Africa. After talking with some other guides, we got word of a very special sighting nearby. Lions. I have seen many lions before, but I have never approached them on foot. This was crazy, stupid, and wild all together at once. This was a small pride that was feasting on an eland carcass, so we approached very cautiously in case they got defensive over their meal. The male was also mating with one of the females, adding another layer of risk considering he was jacked up on testosterone. Only in monopools can you get this close to wild lions, and wow, is it an adrenaline rush unlike any other. After the lions, we found Boswell by the river, who was a bit shy, but he and another elephant gave me a couple of shots. In the afternoon, I thought I'd try my hand at some different types of photography. There was a cute family of vervet monkeys that I thought would make great subjects, especially with such cute babies. I then tried some more environmental shots with elephants in the forest. As the sun set, we knew where we'd head for the rest of the day. The lions were in the exact same spot where we left them, but were a bit more active and alert than earlier. We approached cautiously, since we knew that the male was still a little on edge being with the female. With the backdrop of the forest and soft fading light, I got some nice wide photos of the different lions in the pride. The next morning, we had heard a commotion by camp and found a hyena eating some scraps of an impala that was killed during the night. We then headed to the floodplain with the hope to get some nice elephant shots in the forest. We found one bull with nice tusks and no radio collar that I thought would be our guy for the morning. Later on, we got out on foot to see if we could find the wild dogs that had been hiding from us, but with no luck, we pivoted to more elephants at sunset. The wild dogs just weren't cooperating, and I just found myself photographing more and more elephants so that I'd have some photos of the day. Later in the day, we had gotten some information that the dogs had been seen near a dry riverbed. At long last, there they were, a pack of 22 African wild dogs. Wild dogs are my favorite animals to photograph, but I had somehow never seen puppies this young until now. The reason why the dogs had been so hard to find was because these puppies were only a couple months old, so taking them to the floodplain would be far too dangerous. So these little guys got to play in the safety of the deep bush. And lucky for me, that meant that I got to enjoy the sighting all to myself, on the ground, at eye level. So get ready, because I took a lot of photos. And then in a flash, the whole pack got up and set off to hunt. A fantastic sighting that I will cherish for the rest of my life. The next morning was my last in Mana Pools, so we decided to enjoy whatever we'd see. As we were driving along, suddenly a male lion crossed the road in front of us, dragging a zebra carcass. And as we were on our way out, a nice bull elephant in the forest made a great subject in the morning light. Most people leave Mana Pools by road or by air, but I decided to take a boat transfer down the Zambezi River instead. This of course meant lots and lots of hippos. The Zambezi is so wide that it was almost like watching hippos in the middle of the ocean. It was a nice change of pace from game drives. It gave me some good shots of these water horses. We also technically sneaked onto the Zambian side of the river in Lower Zambezi National Park. There were elephants there that I just had to photograph. This concludes our Mana Pools adventure, so if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on social media for more. Mana Pools is a one-of-a-kind safari destination, where getting out on foot can lead to some of the best encounters anywhere in Africa.